what's up? Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to my channel. Okay, if you're a new subscriber or a long-time subscriber, then hey, babe. And if you're not a new subscriber or a long-time subscriber, then you already know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscription button. Okay, so let's get into put a ring on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Mimi and Ulysses because they didn't really add much to the show considering the fact that they had to leave early due to her father. So of course Mimi and Ulysses are there. Egypt asked about her dad because they did a playback on why they left the show. She said that her father ended up passing away shortly after they had a therapy session on the show. So shortly after that, her dad did end up passing away. So she was really hurt by that, still really saddened by that. Completely understand, that's her dad. The situation has brought her and Ulysses a bit closer to each other and understanding that they're all that they got. You know, he was there before the death of her dad. He's still there during the process that she has been going through, and he'll continue to be there afterwards. He did say that he went on to buy a ring for her, and he is yet to propose. I don't think she knew. However, the reason he did not propose to her is because he did not want to feel like he was rushing her into something. And she goes on to say that she feels like she needs to continue to work on herself before she gives herself to somebody else. And I'm like, that's not making much sense to me, because you are already giving yourself to him because you're in a relationship with him. And I do believe that y'all live together. So what are you talking about here? Okay. So I guess she meant to say, like, I'm not at a place to move forward in the marriage because I think it's things that we still need to work on. And that's where I'm at with that. But either way, good luck, you know, to both Ulysses as well as Mimi. I do think they make a pretty good couple. We didn't see a lot of what goes on in their relationship to really know what those things are about the two, you know, as far as the things that she don't like, things that he don't like. We don't really know for sure because they didn't dive into that. But on the surface, they appear to be a good couple that's there for each other. So we wish y'all the best, girl. So let's move on, honey. So we ended up having to sit down with Tamika and Vince with Egypt. First of all, let me say this. I really think that Egypt is a great host. I was going to say this at the very end, but it's on my mind, so I want to say it now because I don't want to forget. But Egypt is a really, really good host. I enjoy seeing her host these reunions on the OWN channel. I feel like for the most part, she asks the questions that I be wanting her to ask, that I be wanting to know, so I can appreciate that. I don't know how it's going to be in the future, but from what we've seen from her in the past, I'm like, okay, good. I'm glad she asked that because I want to know this. I'm glad she asked that because of this or that. I was thinking the same thing, girl. You know what I'm saying? So I like Miss Egypt, girl. Okay, I think she's out here in the Atlanta area. So Miss Egypt, girl, give me a call, okay? You need to have a show or some, girl, where it's like, where you have this thing called like A Day with Egypt, because you just seem like you would be so fun to hang around, honey, at least for a day, girl. Okay, you could be my best friend for a day, girl. Let's do it, all right? But moving on from that, we did have to sit down with Tamika and Vince. Tamika says Dr. Nicole helped them a lot. She's at a really good place right now. She has no trust issues at all, honey. She ain't pressed about nobody. She said, this man proposed to me, and he proposed to me on national TV, so everybody knows that you're engaged. So if you want to go out there and try and cheat and do some stuff, honey, that is on you. That ain't got nothing to do with me, honey. Okay, because where I'm at, I'm good. And then, you know, Vince says that she has improved a lot or whatever. You know, he sees the growth in her, and everything is going well. So they do bring out Devin and Kristen. Christina, I think that was her name, Devin and Christina. They bring them out talking about the dates or whatever. Tamika says that she definitely would have chose him had she not been in a relationship with her man and now engaged, okay? She definitely would have checked out Devin to see what he was about because she definitely enjoyed the conversation, and that's what she tells him. Like, thank you for the time spent. I really do appreciate it. This, that, and the other. And he turns around and thanks her for the same. He says likewise. So that was good to see. And then we see that Christina enjoyed her time with Vince, but could not really understand why she did not get that third date, like what was going on. She wished she would have got that closure. And he says, well, the reason you didn't get that third date was, you know, everything was cool. I really loved the photography date. That's when things really like hit it off for us. However, I started to think more about what it is that I really want, you know, in life, in a relationship and things. And I realized that I kind of already have that in somebody. So I decided to propose to her, and that's where we are. So that's what happened in the Tamika and the Vince segment, honey. So let's move on. So with Mike and Shay, we did see that she got the proposal that she wanted. She got the engagement ring, and she was shocked is what she said. She didn't think that that was going to happen. She thought that they were going to have a tough, hard conversation. And she said if they would have had that tough, hard conversation, honey, she was going to go ahead and go about her business. And I'm like, how you just going to skip out and leave off after a conversation? because you didn't want to hear. That right there was a bit weird to me. But then Mike goes on to say that the reason he proposed was because he saw that she started to incorporate his son a bit more. And I just feel like, was that enough time for her to incorporate the son? I think it clicked for her that, okay, in order for me to get this ring, I'm gonna have to act like I really want this son around. Okay, cool. Let me start doing that. But she also just said that she was willing to walk away had you had that tough conversation with her. But I don't know. Maybe I'm confused myself, child. If that's what y'all want to do, honey, good luck. Now, Mike did say that he showed her a life without her son, and he has to do better with that. I agree. I can see that. I can definitely see him. But I also think I can see him showing her a life without the son, because the child, I don't think, lived in the same state. So you had no choice but to show her a life without the child. However, I think because of how she came off when it came to children was another reason why you kind of hid the child away from her. So and then there's this thing where you probably, whenever the child would come in town, you wouldn't really bring the child around her. So she probably got used to that whole thing about, oh, y'all can go and get an Airbnb, because that is definitely what you showed her instead of making sure that you guys came together. So I think that it's not all Mike to blame, but I definitely can see it being 50-50. So they definitely bring out some of the dates, which happens to be Peyton, Rick, and Whitney. Okay, now Shay did say that she kind of fell back on Mr. Peyton, honey, because she definitely felt that there was some sexual chemistry there. Now, Rick said that, you know, he enjoyed his time with Shay, but he hasn't spoken to Shay or anything since the situation, since they dated. And he says that it would have been great if he would have at least heard from her to be like, girl, what's going on? What's up? How you doing? You know, it would have been good to just check in with each other to see how they're doing. And now he sees why he hasn't heard from her, because clearly she's engaged now. But Mike goes on to say that he's not really tripping, because Egypt said something about the facial that he made, or he looks like he's a bit, you know, uncomfortable. He was like, nah, I'm not tripping. Shay can go out there and she can meet whoever she wants, but I know she's coming home to me. You know, she can meet new people if that's what she wants to do. So it makes me wonder, like, do y'all have like an open situation going on? But then also, if y'all don't have an open situation going on the flip, it made me think in that very moment that Mike is setting Shay up to do what he pretty much is out there doing. When he go out and meet new people, whatever, girl, don't trip, because I'm still coming to this house and I'm gonna be with you. You know, so they must obviously have some type of understanding when it comes to their relationship, honey. Now, Egypt asked Whitney about the boundaries and how she felt about the boundaries. What was stopping her from crossing the boundaries? She said, Mike was stopping me. Mike had this thing within his relationship where they said no boundaries crossed at all, and I had no choice but to respect that. So that's what that is. Egypt said, well, have you guys been in contact, you know, since we've last seen you on the show? And she was like, yes, we have. And everybody looking like, oh, Shay, girl, what's going on? And then they cleared it up and said, we all three have been in contact. Mike felt as though Shay and Whitney would actually make great friends. Shay said she was opposed to it, but she decided to go along with it. They both met up in person. They had a great time with each other. They all three hung out. They had a fun time. She really likes her, and she said they're gonna go to dinner again. Now, it came up, honey. I ain't even know that about this girl. I ain't know, honey. I didn't know, but it came up that Miss Shay, honey, she likes her a good old threesome, okay? Her and Mike. So they trying to see whether or not Miss Whitney was gonna be a candidate. Mike says that was never the intention. I said, Mike, you a motherfucking lie. You know motherfucking well you was lying, honey. That was definitely the plan. You're not gonna sit up here and play us, honey. You knew what you was doing out here in these streets. Okay. So Shay says she'll be down with that if Miss Whitney is down to have a threesome. Like, she's not opposed to anything like that. And I was shocked. I was taken back. I was like, wow, okay, honey. So clearly Shay is a really much more free-spirited person than what we see on the show, or what she comes off as on the show, which is probably why Mike likes her and loves her so much, because she's just free-spirited. They really understand each other. They get each other and all of that. And girl, I guess, honey, we just gonna see. So Whitney ended up saying, well, listen, I tell you this, I never say never, honey. IDK. I don't know in this moment. We gonna see, you know, that's TBD. For me, you know, I'm not opposed to it, whatever. And I think that she really likes Mike as well. And if that's the closest way, and the only way she's gonna get to him is by having Shay there, then she gonna do what she gotta do. I think that's probably gonna go down, who knows. But I also feel like this Whitney girl, go out and find your own man. Don't get caught up in that threesome, okay? Because you're gonna end up being not only the threesome in the bed, but probably the threesome in a relationship, honey, on one of them ends. And I don't know which end you're gonna end up on. But girl, when they done with you, they're gonna be like, ta-da, goodbye. Okay, so I think that you need to play it smart, play it safe, look out for Miss Whitney at all times. Okay, if you happen to cross that line, if that's something you want to know, if that's something that you want to do, then just make sure you know when to draw the line as well and be like, honey, I'm out. Okay, before they drop you, honey, because when they get this new house, and they because they did say they bought a new house, they put it all on social media, whatever, so they do have a new home, and they have a room for Zion, and Shay said that she's really excited about that. All that great stuff. So when they get their new house and they bring that little boy in, and Mike sees that he got the family that he want, I don't know if they're gonna be having you around much longer, girl. So I mean, girl, you better get out while the getting's good, honey. But either way, good luck. But it seems like Shay is, you know, warming up, I guess. She definitely looked excited, in my opinion, when she said, you know, we are getting a house and we have a room for Zion. I'm really excited. So yeah, I think she is coming around. I wouldn't be surprised to see Shay with a child within the next 2 years herself, because having Zion around and her seeing if she continues to be on the right track with her relationship with him, and her seeing how much of an impact she is to him, it may make her want to start having her own child. She may not have a lot, girl. She may just have one. She may draw the line there, but I wouldn't be surprised if at some point she definitely gives Mike a child, although she does not want one herself. And she probably may actually go off and be a really good mama. Who knows? Okay. So let's move on. So we get to Ashley and Hollywood. Okay. Egypt asked them, did they get the clarity that they need? Hollywood immediately speaks and says, girl, we got some, and we didn't get some clarity. You know, we never used to really argue in our relationship, but when we got on this show, jealousy definitely came into play, and we was up here like fussing, girl, a lot. That's where we at with that. He says it really hurt him because Ashley was able to go out and make a connection, and that's not what they were supposed to be doing, so he thought, you know. Then he goes on to say that he should have told her, you know, you can come on the show or whatever, but you can't make no connection. And I'm looking at the screen like, who are you? Okay, and Egypt and both Ashley are on the same page when Egypt says, you can't control that. You can't control who this girl makes a connection with. You know, it's just what it is. Like, you're not in control of that, and that's one of the issues that Miss Ashley has with you, your issue about trying to control some things, you know, and telling her what she can do, what she can't do, and all that other stuff. And Ashley don't like that at all. But Ashley also goes on to like seeing him on the show and how he wants to fight for her love and all that other stuff. She said, that's cool and all. Like, I want you to like, yeah, fight for me, but don't fight me in the process. Like, let's not do that. So Egypt asked Ashley if she still thinks about Kwame. Ashley said, yeah, I do, but Hollywood is highly aware of that. And then Hollywood said, and that's the thing that hurts me so much, is the fact that she had made a connection with somebody and she's still thinking about this person, you know, like that hurts me. And somebody told me a long time ago, you know, like, you're gonna get with this girl and you're gonna love her so much, and that girl not gonna love you back. And then Ashley says, well, when you say that, you make it seem like I don't love you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, Ashley, girl, we know that you love and care about him. You've been knowing this man for a great amount of your life. You have known this man. We know that you love him, you care about him, you wish nothing bad on him. However, what we say here, girl, you're not in love with that man. And that's a big old difference, girl. You're not in love with that man. You love that man and you are with that man for comfort to your own feelings. But okay, been there, done that, girl. Been there, done that, honey. So, yeah, that's where you at with it. Egypt asked Ashley, like, girl, are you even engaged? Like, are y'all engaged? What's up? Ashley is very hesitant to answer the question. Then she goes on to say, I mean, we engaged, girl, but ain't no wedding plans been made yet. And then Hollywood said, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I told her already, like, I'm not finna beg you this time. I got on my knees, I proposed to you. You know, you the one that I want to be with. That's just what it is. But girl, I'm not finna be running up behind you. I'm not finna beg you no more like that. I'm just not finna do it. And I'm like, okay, then we see what's going on over here, girl. It's exactly what I said it was when I watched the show last week. Ashley knows damn well why she accepted their proposal. I also feel like they just going through the same cycles. Like, this was one of y'all issues a while ago that he was telling you about when he was ready and you weren't willing to make a decision or whatever. Like, she don't want him, and she been dragging this man along for a few years now because deep down inside she doesn't want him. But Ashley is saying that she does want to be with him. It's just that he's very unstable when it comes to her emotions and her feelings. She's like, she doesn't like that until she starts seeing stability in her relationship, and how he treats her emotionally. Then it may change her mind and allow her to be open. But I honestly, in my opinion, feel like there's too much damage, too much has been done. And if neither one of y'all are willing to truly put in the work and start shedding things that have happened of the past, so that y'all can create new memories. I don't really see that working for them at all. That's just, you know, that's my opinion. So it's like, girl, just stop playing with this man. So they bring out Hollywood and Shantae, and they play back the day that Ashley had with Kwame when he kissed her on the lips. And Ashley was trying to downplay exactly what the kiss was, but Kwame admitted it was definitely a kiss, and Hollywood was upset. He said that, you know, back in the day, I would have just, you know, whooped dude's ass pretty much or whatever. But it is what it is. But he's still upset about it. That's why he didn't want to watch the show. He didn't want to see any of this happening because he still couldn't believe that she went on and she was the one that was able to make a connection. Now, Kwame goes on to speak and he talks about how amazing Ashley is. Like, he had no intentions of falling for her either. But she's an amazing woman. She's what any man would want. And that he's very lucky to have her and that ring is beautiful. But, you know, Kwame feels away. You know, Ashley is, not Kwame, but Hollywood feels away. So Ashley is asked, like, if you were not with Hollywood, would you be with Kwame? She said it would definitely be Ashley and Kwame if I was not with Hollywood. Hollywood feels away. Kwame is like, listen, I hear what she's saying, you know, but it's kind of hard to hear anything when, you know, she made her choice. She got a ring on her finger. But Hollywood is still over here mad. And he's just like, I don't see how you could even feel away or be any kind of way when she got a man. He got a point, you know, but he's just speaking his piece. He's just being honest. He didn't know that was going to happen. And he even gave you props. He said that, you know, you got a great woman. He's lucky, you lucky to have her. Any man will be happy, whatever. I don't think Kwame disrespected, what's his name, Hollywood at all. But I do believe had a fight happened, Kwame would have whooped the shit out of Hollywood, in my opinion. And I say that because a lot of times they always be the person with the most mouth that can't do shit. So that's why I think that. But Kwame was as calm as he could be because he didn't really come there on their rah-rah type stuff. And this is the instability that Ashley is talking about. You don't know how to sit there, maintain your emotions for the most part. Okay, you got to try and get loud and fly and all this other stuff. So he don't even, Hollywood doesn't even know how to manage and maintain his own emotions. So how is he going to try and help you with yours? And that's on peace. So it's like, girl, you need to figure out that out button. You should have figured that out button out at the end of 2020 when everybody was trying to escape, honey. Now, looking at these antics, I have to highlight this. If y'all paid attention, the entire time of the first segment and stuff, Ashley, if y'all paid attention, the entire time that Ashley was sitting with Hollywood, a part of the first segment, you know, when they were sitting with Dr. Nicole, when they sat with Egypt, she had her arms, her hands, everything on her man Hollywood. When they brought out Kwame, she had her hands in her lap, and it got to a point where she leaned away from him on the whole thing, armrest, just leaning away from Hollywood. If that body language ain't telling y'all something, and I'm not even no expert in body language. I really don't know nothing about this stuff. But that's something that I saw when I was watching the show. I was like, broken record. I'm a broken record. Ashley does not want Hollywood. Hollywood, Ashley does not want you. I don't care what you think about her I love yous. Oh, we having a good day today. Next day, y'all arguing or whatever. Ashley does not want you. Ashley wants the best for you, but Ashley is afraid of going out here into this world and getting somebody worse than you. That's the reason why she's still staying in this situation. But until Ashley gets to a place where she truly believes she can have more and she's worth more, she gonna continue to sit in that situation with Hollywood. It's just what it is. I hate it for her, girl, because you putting yourself through a lot. You putting him through a lot and you putting yourself through a lot. But good luck. Now, Ashley is asked by Egypt, like, girl, did you accept that ring because you genuinely love this man, or did you accept it because you didn't want to embarrass him on TV? Like, which one was it? Ashley did not answer the question. If y'all noticed that, she kind of made this face, and it's like, yeah, it's the latter, honey. Yeah, it's what I already said last week. She took that ring because she did not want to embarrass that man. That's what that was. She didn't want to hurt his feelings or embarrass him. But Ashley goes on to say, instead of really answering the question, she says, I'll say this, I'm not at a place where I'm ready to be married right now. There's your answer, honey. She don't want you, boo. Now, Hollywood does say, now listen, I done already told her, like, I'll wait for her if she want me to wait for her. But if you ain't feeling me, then, girl, let me know and just leave me alone. Like, let me move on. Hollywood, I'm going to tell you this right here, baby. You do not have to wait on another person to tell you what it is that you need to do for yourself. If you see Because actions speaking louder than words. If you see that this lady don't want you, why are you hanging in there just hanging on? Just hanging? Like, for what? You too can go out here and have better. Not just her. You could go out and have somebody that actually wants to be in a relationship with you. Sometimes people come in your life in a short amount of time and mean you well, more well than the people that you've known all your goddamn life. But you over here hanging on to history. Are you hanging on to history or are you hanging on to Ashley? Y'all need to figure that out. Okay? And y'all already know the answer. But comfort and the familiarness of each other is what's keeping y'all together. And y'all ain't doing that but going in circles because nobody's willing to step outside of themselves to really elevate, move to a different place so that y'all can be in a better space. Y'all not trying to do that. Y'all just ain't nobody listening to each other. Y'all just going through these circles, going through the norm, and then y'all gonna look up and it's gonna be another 10 years down the road and you have accomplished nothing, and then you're gonna start resenting that person that you were with because you gonna feel like, oh, I didn't go out and I didn't do this and I didn't get to do that. I ain't have no kids and I wanted all because I wanted to be with you. Oh, you need to put part of that blame majority on yourself because can't nobody make you do what you don't want to do. You chose to sit there and stay in that relationship when you could have got the hell on. But that's just me, okay? Y'all leave y'all thoughts below, honey, but good luck. Shantae speaks to us. I know this man. I know he has a good heart. I'm like, Shantae, how do you know? Have y'all been communicating, girl? How would you know what kind of heart he got? I guess, girl, I don't know. So Ashley said, girl, I hear you. And Ashley, I felt like she was in control of her emotions the best way she could be, right? She was like, yeah, I hear you. But my experience with this man, 9 years, says that we not the same, okay? The knowledge that you think you know about his heart is not equivalent to the knowledge that I know for sure about his heart, girl. Okay, so I mean, I'm just saying, you know, I hear you though, but I appreciate that. Yeah, I hear you, girl. Oh, girl was like, I'm just saying he loves you. He loves you, honey. And you know, I would want somebody like him that loves me just as much as he loves you. Ashley's like, I'm sure you would. I'm sure you would, girl. All right, Ashley was getting real uncomfortable. She really didn't want to have this conversation, and you could tell. And we just like, Ashley, just keep it real. If you don't want him, it's okay. It's okay. It is okay. I want you to move on, girl. I want you to be happy. I want you to excel. I want to see Ashley a year or two now in a whole new relationship, blossoming, happy, and about to have a baby. Okay? So, girl, but that's on you. You got to make that decision. So, we back at the group setting with everyone, all of the cast members, Egypt and Dr. Nicole, okay? Ashley says that she's still not at a place that she's ready to be married. She says once she feels like she has emotional stability within her relationship, then they can consider it and move forward. Egypt asked her, well, girl, what you going to do with that ring? You going to give it back? Ashley said, well, really, that's up to him. I've already, you know, told him that, like, I've heard what he had to say about, you know, letting him go. So I want to give him that opportunity. If that's something that you want, then I'm willing to let you go. So Hollywood says that it's his fault. He says he should have put a ring on there. He should have kept that ring on there, but he'll admit that he was afraid. He said, but if she's not ready to marry, he said he'll continue to wait for her, but he doesn't know what he's going to be doing in the meantime. And I feel like, once again, you're doing yourself a disservice. Hollywood, okay? She's willing to give the ring back, and it's kind of like both of y'all both playing games, and it's really pissing me off. I'm just like, what the hell, honey? Get to like at a breaking point, like 9 years. So it's like, Ashley, 9, 10 years, girl, you need to figure it out. What is y'all gonna, girl? You shouldn't have to. If he wants to be free, I'll let him be free. You do not have to wait on him to make a decision that you can make for him. Okay, you could go ahead and get this man his ring back and move on about your business. Him, I'ma wait. Why would you sit up there and wait for her? Because she gonna go out there, she gonna date Kwame. She probably gonna love on Kwame. She probably gonna get a child by that man or somebody, some other man. She gonna love on, be with, have a child, move forward with. Okay, that could happen. Why would you wait for her? And then that's not fair to the other women. You go out here and you just smash. All because you waiting on her the whole time, actually living her life. Like, it's just like y'all over here doing yourselves a disservice. And at this point, with how y'all playing games, make me feel like y'all deserve each other. But I would love to hear y'all thoughts down below on this situation regarding Hollywood and Ashley. Now, Hollywood said something about how Ashley talked about how they both talked about building anew or whatever. Dr. Nicole said you guys are never emotionally honest with each other or whatever. And with them talking about the whole building anew, she's like, if you guys can start there and move forward, that'll be great. First of all, that's not going to happen. I know what Ashley said last night, but based on how the reunion went the next day, Ashley is not there. She had a reset after seeing Kwame and whatever else. Like, she just not there. So whatever Ashley said, that may be what she wants, but I don't think ultimately she wants that with you. Good luck. Tamika and Vince are moving forward with their wedding plans. She's saying that they have a date set for September. I haven't been on her social media to check to see whether or not she has a ring, because at one point she wasn't even wearing this ring. So I don't know if they could have called it out for a second after the reunion or what happened. Okay, so we just gonna see, honey. I'm gonna see. Hopefully, you know, they move forward with their September date. Good luck. Shay and Mike are also moving forward with their September date as well, and they're also looking forward to moving into their new home together. So yeah, that's really all I got. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the show this season of Put a Ring on It. You guys let me know your thoughts below about how you felt about the season, how you felt about this overall reunion, what you think about Egypt being the host. I'm Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.